Alright, this is a paper that I had been trying to complete for a number of years. This is the second story of Kit Carson by Leon Lewis, the first one being The Red Knife, from 1869. I have several parts of the 1869 story. I'm working on completing that as well. This paper is in good condition. There's a couple of pieces that have got some cellophane tape that are probably 75 or 80 years old. My understanding that this collection was, and there was approximately 880 so far, I think, in this collection, and it just got, some of it was packed very well. It was packed flat. It was packed in butcher block paper in boxes. Although the boxes had started to deteriorate, the butcher block paper helped a lot to maintain it. Some of them were badly done. One case particular, some New York weeklies that had been folded in half and then quartered again and placed in a small box. We were able to salvage many of those. There were Nick Carters, there were the U.S. Detective, there was even an old sleuth in there. Some of them I wasn't able to. I maintained them, I kept them. If they're part of a storyline, we'll include them in there, and that way they're at least, the storyline will still be there. But that's coming down the road. We'll do that. There was Buffalo Bill, there was a Wild Bill, there was Kit Carson. I'm sorry, not a Kit Carson, a Pawnee Bill. Kit Carson is in a New York delivery. We are going to go, I believe this has got 20 papers. It starts off April 23rd, 1870, The Mysterious Ranch, a Scout with Kit Carson. And what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and go through the first 4 or 5 papers completely. Some of these are uncut, which causes a problem, but if you don't know what about story papers, they're usually about 15 or 16 inches by 21, 22 inches. It's usually continuing storylines, precursor to the dime novel, to the modern day adventure novels, things like that. This is Who's the Noble by Jane J. G. Fuller. Stonecutter of Lisbon by William Henry Peck. Bailiff's Scheme by Mrs. Harriet Lewis. Who Took Liddy by Mary K. Dallas. Continuing story with Kit Carson. Continued story with Who's the Noble. Stonecutter of Lisbon, continued. Bailiff's Scheme, continued. The Brothers, Mrs. Southworth. Stonecutter Letter of Lisbon. Scout with Kit Carson. It actually is Kit Carson. Bailiff Scheme. The Brothers. As you can see, these papers are in excellent condition. Some of them are actually off-white. Only a couple of them have that cellophane tape I talked about. Stonecutter of Lisbon. The Kit Carson story. Bailiff Scheme. Sundered Hearts, War of the Household by Harriet Lewis. The Stonecutter of Lisbon. Brothers Continued. Kit Carson Continued. Okay, we'll go through one more paper and then we'll just go over the top, the cover page. Fates Reversed by A.G. DeVrew. The Brothers. Kit Carson. Okay, Sundered Hearts by Harriet Lewis. Sundered Hearts by Harriet Lewis. Sundered Hearts by Harriet Lewis. We couldn't have had, 3 or 4 or 5 pages of Kit Carson. We had to go with Sundered Hearts. Sundered Hearts. Sundered Hearts. Montrose, Red Knight of St. John by Sylvanus Cobb. Montrose. This paper is split just about halfway. Montrose does have some cellophane tape on it. Let's get a closer look at that cellophane tape. I'm trying to show you what I was talking about. They did it prior to the page actually ripping. It hasn't ripped, so what it did was for reinforcement. You can read right through there, see right through there. I'd almost take it off if it's, if you're going to eventually buy this and put this away for good, seal it, which they weren't able to do it back then with bags and stuff. I think I'd board it and just try to take tape off. You could heat that and then come right off. I have done it myself for things. Montrose, Red Knight. And it is the last of the storyline for Kit Carson. Sundered Hearts still running. And this is the end for Kit Carson. Well, there you have it. I said 20 pages. How many chapters? 29 chapters. That's not true. Get my Greek numeral down. We're looking at 59 chapters. Oh God, let's go back and run this through. Sorry about that, I didn't realize I'd go on the tape. There. So, Sundered Hearts. Sundered Hearts. Sundered Hearts. Sanded Hearts. Sanded Hearts. Oh no, Montrose, the Red Knight. And this actually might have been where we started. But Montrose and the last page. Scout Story, Kit Carson. There's the end. These are going to be listed on our website, www.donmodelhunter.com. There's information on the bottom of this video that gives you the email address, web address, as well as a phone number if you'd like to call and ask us any questions. Have a good day.